I think startup has been increasingly popular during the past year in APEC. Of course, many years ago, we refer to it as a rather as widely as a general startup. It can mean you can start a new business in any particular areas. But now people are paying more and more attention about a so-called innovative startup, which is relating to the use of the high technology, the use of the new production processes or new way of marketing, for example, and that will, of course, related to the having some risk during the process of doing business, but actually it is expected to generate a lot more income. So I think this is very good that we pay attention to the startup this day in APEC, and it is require the attention of the government and the the policymakers as well as the business support organization in order on how to bring about the best support for the startup. Global value chain, or GVC as people normally refer to, it actually denotes something about a group of the upstream, downstream enterprise have some connection, interlinkages. In terms of the big one would be providing the products or the output, and that would be acting as an input for other downstream enterprise. And I think for SME, it will never ever have a bigger, better opportunity for them to grow and to learn so much experience if they do not know and they do not try to join a global value chain. I think for SME, now we talk about the SME in the past, we talk about exporting, but that's just only one-off. Lots of product going from one country to the other, but that's just only a mechanical flows of products from this region to the other region. But the more important thing is that how the value was added through those processes. So the product of one enterprise, one SME, one startup can play a bigger role and adding up value into the other business production. And that's how the synergy can bring about much more value and creating an efficient global value chain. I think given the new thing and what the startup are doing this day, that also changed a lot. And actually that if we see it as an economic phenomenon, that would be easy for us to understand. But we want to come to a precise statistic on how the SME startup participate more directly into the trade this day. I think it's getting more and more difficult. Maybe from an SME or a startup point of view, they can say that, okay, I have something and I already participate in trade. But how that trade actually be quantified, that's also difficult. And I think the role of the government or the policymaker here is that we have to see clearly to the whole process so that they can come up with the proper policy measures in order to strengthen the SME and startup role in this process.